Hey guys, Outdoor Prepper, welcome back to the channel. In front of me today is the Jackery E5000 Plus. This is a really large power station. And the reason I picked this up is I want to know, can this replace a generator for home backup power? We're going to actually test that completely today, but I want to explain why I bought this. We've had a few power outages recently in the last month or so, and one of them was during a heavy snowstorm, and one of them was during a rainstorm. And on both of those occasions, I didn't feel comfortable having the generator sitting outside in feet of snow or pouring rain. Even though a lot of folks say you can do that, I don't think that's appropriate. It is an electrical device and you don't want water flowing right over the outlet that's powering things. So it got me thinking, I have power stations and generators of various sizes, but nothing really large to power the house. That is why I picked this up, and that is why we're going to test this today to see, can this actually replace a generator? So let's go ahead, pull the camera, and I want to do a quick spec teardown before we actually get to testing this and going over what this can actually power and for how long. Now, coming around to the front of the unit, we can see right away we've got 4 AC outlets. These are rated for 2400 watts and they're in pairs. So these two and then these two outlets. We've also got our cigarette lighter style outlet. We have 2 USB-Cs and 2 USB-As. Unlike a traditional generator that runs on gasoline, oil, you have to recoil start it. To start this, you literally just simply press and hold the button until it comes on, and then the whole system boots up. We're at 100% battery capacity. That is just how easy it is to turn this on. Turning it around so we can see some of the other ports on the side here that we have, and let's see if this is within the frame. So right at the top we have an expansion port, so you can plug in multiple expansion batteries to really boost the capacity of this power station. Now the port that I like the most, which is why I bought this and what we're going to use today, is your traditional or standard generator 30 amp type plug. So we're going to plug our generator cable into this, and then we're going to go into our transfer switch. Right below this we have our 50 amp outlet, and that's great as well because you can plug in if you have a 50 amp inlet box, which a lot of houses do, but for my case we're going to use the 30 amp. Below that we have our AC reset buttons, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it around to the other side. And now that we're here on the other side, we can see this plug right here is how we're going to charge it on AC outlet. This is our DC expansion port, so we can additionally tie into that. And then opening this little door, and I may have to take the camera off the tripod here. Actually, I think you can see it. We have our high and low DC input for solar panels, and we have a isolation switch to basically turn it on or off. So that is basically the brief overview of the functionality of the unit before we get into the actual testing. One thing I should also point out, this is a heavy power station. I mean, this is quite a large battery. So we do have casters, 2 casters on the front, and the back has 2 very nice wheels with solid rubber tires on them. And then we have a very nice handle, which makes moving this heavy unit pretty easy. One of the things that I really like about the Jackery, aside from the massive power capacity, because this is a 5,000 watt hour battery, that is a huge battery, and this can provide, like I said, 2400 watts on pairs of outlets. Now in terms of capacity, the unit is rated for 7,200 continuous watts. That's a lot more than most of your portable generators. But what shocked me the most is that this unit can surge to 14,000, I think it's 14,400 watts, which is enormous. I don't even own a generator that can surge this high. Even my largest generator, the Harbor Freight 11,500 watts, can't surge to this. So this has a huge surge capacity, which quite frankly for a battery is absolutely excellent. And this is what's going to make this able to power your house with a lot of starting loads, whether that's your furnace, your refrigerator, a window air conditioner, whatever has a induction motor that has a surge when it starts up, this is going to be able to power that. Now another thing I really like about this is the app. So real fast, let me just share my screen, and I want to go into the app so that way we can take a look at it together. So the app right now is just launching. It can show that I have the 5000 Plus paired to it. And if I go into the app right now, what we can see at the top of the screen is that the battery itself is at 100% capacity. We have no input because we're not charging right now. We have no output because we're not supplying any power. And from the app, you can actually go in, and I'm just touching the AC and the USB. We can go ahead and turn the outputs on. We can turn them off. We can set the screen display time, so whether you want the screen to stay on for 2 hours, whether you want it to turn off in 2 minutes, or just turn off in general, we can do all of that from the app. Now what I find pretty often watching power station reviews is that a lot of folks, they'll plug in a lamp, they'll plug in a television, a phone charger, and they'll say, look how powerful it is. But that doesn't take any power at all. This is such a huge inverter that I want to put it to the test. So I've got two very heavy gauge extension cords. And the first test we're going to do is I want to plug in the microwave and the toaster at the exact same time, because I have generators that can't even do that. And I am absolutely convinced that the Jackery 5000 Plus can, but we're going to test it obviously to find out. And then after that, what I'm going to do is plug it into the transfer switch of the home and show you how it's actually going to power the home, including the heat. Because that's the number one question I get is, can I power my heat? I have an oil-fired furnace, so it actually takes a lot of power to power the igniter motor for the furnace and then the forced air blower fan. So let's stop talking, let's get these extension cords hooked up. We're gonna go every other outlet because, like I said, a pair of outlets is rated for 2400 watts. We're gonna be pulling well over that with the microwave and the toaster. So I've moved the camera a little bit so you can see. I've got the toaster plugged into my extension cord reel. I'm not gonna uncoil the reel because we're only gonna be powering it briefly. I'm not gonna leave it on for hours. I've got the microwave plugged into this heavy gauge cord. I've got a cup of water because you should always put something in the microwave. And I'm gonna plug this into every other outlet. You can hear the toaster just came online. Let's go ahead and get the cup in the microwave. And then what I wanna do is I'm gonna take the camera off the tripod so that way we can see in real time what's going on with the battery. So first, let's just turn a toast cycle on. Let's come on over to the Jackery. I'm just gonna touch any button so the screen can come back on so we can see kind of what our output is. And right now our output is 1754 watts. Like I said, I have generators that can't power that toaster. So now we're gonna turn the microwave on and let's see where we're at. So we are outputting 3,437 watts on the Jackery. I don't even hear the cooling fans. They have not even needed to come on. That is how well engineered this power station is compared to, like I said, a lot of other power stations I own, even generators I own, could not pull that continuous wattage. And this can surge, like I said, to 14,400 watts. That is enormous. I actually don't even have a load that would pull that much power. So the microwave just finished its cycle. Toaster is still going. I think this test, absolute smashing success. Okay, so next up, now that we've tested that, I want to actually take the Jackery and I want to show you how this can be a suitable replacement for a generator. We're going to take the cords that I would normally use for my gasoline-powered 5,000 watt generator. Let me just back up. Did you hear what I said? 5,000 watt generator. That means it surges to 5,000 watts. This Jackery is 7,200 watts and it surges to 14,000 watts. So way more powerful than my generator. I'm gonna take these cords. Let's go bring the Jackery inside where I'm gonna position it. We're gonna hook these cords up, throw them out the window to get to the generator inlet box. And let's try it out. Okay, now I'm in the hallway because the plan is, and how I intend to use this is, I'm gonna keep it in the hallway. I'm going to plug my heavy cables in. My inlet box for the transfer switch is actually outside because traditionally I would use a gasoline generator. So I'm not going to bring this outside. What I'm going to do and how I plan to use this is plug the cable in here, throw it out that window, and we're going to plug it into the inlet box outside. Now I also want to mention Jackery has their own transfer switch, and what that can do is you can wire it into your circuit panel, you can keep the Jackery, you can plug it into that basically all the time, and this can act as a UPS, whereas if you lose power, it will automatically fail over. It will automatically transfer power from the Jackery system through the Jackery transfer switch to your home's electrical panel. That is a great setup for me. Coming from a gasoline generator, I already have a manual transfer switch, so I don't actually need that. But I do want to mention it, if you don't have anything currently, it would actually be very beneficial for you to go with a system like that and buy Jackery's proprietary transfer switch because it connects directly up to this. For everybody else, if you have a manual transfer switch like I do, that's what we're going to test right now. Okay, just looking at the side of the Jackery, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heavy cable. I'm just going to line up the prongs. We're going to get those inserted, turn it, and I want to mention, I should have mentioned this earlier, and forgive me, this is 240 volt service. This is a split phase 240 volt power station, which is why I purchased this. You don't need any adapter cables. You can literally take your 240 cable and plug it right in. So now let's go take this heavy cable, throw it outside, and connect it up to the transfer switch. Okay, we're outside at the transfer switch inlet box, and what I did was I plugged in a 25-foot cable and a 10-foot cable together because I needed a little extra length. So now we're going to go ahead and line these prongs up, plug it in, turn it, we're locked in. Let's go downstairs to the transfer switch and switch over the circuits. Okay, pardon the light, it's a little dark down here. We are at my manual transfer switch, and like I said, if you had the Jackery automatic transfer switch, it would just fail over right away very quickly. And so if you don't already have a transfer switch for a traditional generator, I would actually highly recommend picking up the Jackery. I have this, so I didn't need to pick that up. So I'm just going to switch over one at a time all the circuits here. We might see a brief flicker because we're in the basement. There we go. So all of my circuits are now being powered by the Jackery. Also, very quickly show you, this is the furnace. This is a oil-fired forced air furnace. We're going to turn this on as well because heat is very important to have during an emergency, and I get a lot of questions. Can this power your heat? The answer is absolutely. Let's turn this on. Okay, so we're back upstairs. You can see we are outputting 470 watts. At this current output, we can run for 9 hours. I want to point out we're powering a very large sub-zero refrigerator that cycles on and off. So when that fridge is not cycling, you're going to get even more runtime. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm turning the heat on because I want to power the furnace. So let's see if we get a surge when the actual motor kicks on. All right, I can hear the motor just started. We're up to 600 watts. Now that's the motor, that's the igniter motor. Once the actual blower fan comes on, we're going to be pulling even more power. But at our current power draw, we're good for 7.3 hours. And guys, while we're waiting for the blower motor to kick on, I want to point out that I also picked up these solar panels from Jackery because Jackery makes really, really good equipment. There's a lot of solar panel brands out there. I wanted the best because I want these to pair with the unit seamlessly. And you're going to say, well, why do you need solar panels? Well, the real answer is, if this is a prolonged outage that's spanning several days, and maybe I don't want to run my generator to recharge the Jackery, what I can do is I can take these panels, place them outside on the lawn, bring it into the Jackery. This set right here is 500 watts. If I get 2 sets, that's 1,000 watts. That means I could charge this power station in about 5 hours. That is not bad at all. Okay, so the blower motor is going to be coming on probably any second now. So I've got the camera back at the screen so we can take a look and see as soon as it pulls power. All right, I can hear the blower starting. There we go. We just surged up to 2,076 watts. We've settled back down a little bit. We're kind of steady at about 1,800. I think it might even go down just a little bit more at some point. Look at the screen. We're pulling 1,877 watts. That is powering the refrigerator, the heat, the lights, the internet, the router, the computer, the television, the cable box, phone chargers, basement lights, basically everything in the home right now that I'm using. If I had to do a toast cycle with the toaster, if I had to do a cycle with the microwave, could easily do that. I have a natural gas stove, it could easily power that as well. None of this is a problem at all. And if you were to take these solar panels and plug them in, you can be recharging while you're running. That's going to greatly extend your runtime. You can also put in an expansion battery and really increase the runtime. To get back to our original question, can something like this Jackery E5000 Plus replace a generator? Absolutely it can. Statistically in the United States, the average power outage is about 10 hours. There's going to be many that are going to be a lot longer if a hurricane blows through. There's going to be a lot that are a lot shorter. But a 10-hour outage, a 20-hour outage, this can handle that no problem. You couple it with solar panels, you could essentially run almost indefinitely because you charge during the day while also powering your device. And then at night you run on battery, charge again during the day, and it's a cycle that just repeats itself until you get street power back on. I have no reservations at all with this Jackery powering my house, and that's actually why I bought it. Because like I said, I have had a few outages where I've relied on smaller power stations and they have done the job and they've done it well, but I just didn't have enough capacity to sleep comfortably. With this, with its 5,000 watt capacity and the ability to take expansion batteries, yes, I can sleep very comfortably at night knowing that this can power my heat. And the heat's pulling a lot of power, but the heat cycles as well. That is not a continuous power draw. It's going to run for a while, heat up the house, turn off for quite a while. Jackery actually makes really good equipment, and this is a top-of-the-line unit, which is why I bought it, because it's living in my house. I want to make sure that there's no fire risk, and with this, with LiFePO4 batteries, there just simply isn't. These batteries are LiFePO4, so lithium iron phosphate. If you're not familiar with those, they're stable battery chemistry, they're not subject to thermal runaway, and you can get about 4,000 charge cycles before the battery capacity is reduced to about 80%. So that's going to basically give you at least 10 years worth of service before you're at 80% capacity. Now hopefully you can see this on the camera, it's a little dark, but despite the massive box that these panels come in, these are actually super light, super flexible. They clip together, they all have Anderson style connectors, and when you tie them all together, you can basically lay the panels on the ground kind of in a zigzag up-down type alignment. So it comes with this cable, which you can plug all the Andersons into, and then it will connect to the low solar input on the Jackery 5000. So this is the cable you need. It ties all these panels together. You can actually get 2 sets of these panels in 2 of these cables. This cable comes with the panels, and the input on the Jackery E5000, it has an input for 2 of these to plug into it. So like I said, you can pull in 1,000 watts of power. It's a 5,000 watt battery. You do the math, you can recharge in about 5 hours. Another thing that I want to mention is if you want to recharge this from AC power, that is also very easy to do. Basically, as you can see, you take the included cord that came with it, you plug it into the side, and then you just plug it into a regular AC outlet. Now there's different ways that you can charge this in terms of speed. So there's silent mode, which will charge us at a slightly lower power, roughly 1,300 watts, and then there's basically a normal mode, which would charge it even higher, up to the basic rated capacity of your household outlet. I prefer to charge in silent mode, as you can see on the screen, because it pulls a little bit less power. It's about 1,300 watts. It's actually better for the batteries if you charge a little bit slower. Thing that I want to point out, obviously the unit has a really nice handle, which makes it very easy to move. There are 2 feet underneath. On the side here, there's another handle underneath, so if you had 2 people and you wanted to carry this, you could do that easily as well. I'll tell you, the casters on the front and the 2 rubber tires on the back make it very easy to move this unit. Another thing that I want to point out, if you already own a traditional generator, you still would benefit from a unit like this because it's not all or none. It's not either the Jackery portable power station or a gasoline generator. By having both, you can use your power station to run your home at night when you don't want the noise of a generator disturbing sleep or basically announcing to neighbors and thieves that you might have something valuable to steal. And then during the day, you can run the generator to recharge the power station and know that you're going to have a long runtime again during the evening. If you have no transfer switch, I would definitely recommend going with the Jackery one because it's a seamless failover. The UPS kicks over in less than 20 milliseconds. You have nothing to do basically except just sit there and watch the lights flicker for 1 second and the battery power comes right on. Now I just want to point out a couple of other things that you may be interested to know about this unit. This is basically 5,000 to 60,000 watt hours worth of capacity depending on how many expansion batteries you hook up to it. And as I said earlier, it's 7,200 watts to 14,400 watts surge capacity. In terms of the UPS, this has a less than 20 millisecond failover for a backup UPS. You can connect this to the Jackery Smart Transfer Switch. Like I said, I don't have that because I have a manual transfer switch for a generator, but if I didn't, I would definitely recommend the Jackery because it will fail over, quite frankly, automatically and very quickly. In terms of charging, you can charge AC a max of 1,800 watts, which will take about 3.5 hours. You can charge via solar. That will depend on the amount of panels you have. You can do a hybrid charging via AC and solar. You can use high power, high voltage photovoltaic charging, which will take about 1.7 hours. And so you have a lot of options as it pertains to charging. Now, Jackery, unlike a lot of other portable power stations, gives you, quite frankly, an industry-leading warranty. You have 3 years, which you can expand to 5 years because they have an additional 2 years once you register the product. That will give you 5 years of warranty. I have no problem at all with the Jackery unit. I know that if I need service, that they're going to stand by their product. I'm going to post some links in the description so you can learn more about the Jackery. If you want to purchase it, I'm going to post the link where I purchased it from. And if I can get any discount codes from Jackery, I will throw those in there as well. Now, obviously, I purchased this because I intend to use it. So if this is something that you're interested in, do me a favor, leave some comments and questions. I will answer any questions you have if it will help you make an educated decision about purchasing this item. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Like I said, like and subscribe, ask any questions, and I'll see you on the next one.